I don't know like zones and areas as well as I should, but isn't that like a sort of seedy area that's kind of lawless?
This one is actually on the nicer side. It is
Okay.
closer to some B and C zones, but this looks like it's in an A or B zone.
Okay.
And how long do we have between the notice that we got hired till when the meet is?
I was gonna leave that up to you guys, actually. If you could have gotten it as soon as a day before to get ready or prepared, however you would do that. Otherwise, you could do it up to an hour before to head out there.
Okay. I mostly wanted to know just so that if Loxley has time to prepare his disguise or not. Uh,
Yeah, you should have time if you want to do some rolling. Has everybody here run with each other before?
Yes, except I don't recognize that guy there. I think he's dead.
Change your name, by the way, Arachne, on the board.
Pretty sure he's dead. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, once Hoxton gets the call.
I don't think I've played with everybody here, but I don't know that Max has ever actually met Hoxton, but I can't remember.
Okay. Well, I won't make you guys all do the introduction of how you look and everything, but we will go through, and I would like to hear like what you guys do and what you how you get to the location and everything like that.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I had a little mic issues. We can do that. I just need to go before Arachne, who also needs to change her name on the table.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So yeah, can I go first?
Yeah, you're at the end of the list, but sure. You get the message. When do you receive it, and how do you react?
So I'll receive the message probably a couple of hours before 6 p.m. At which point I need to make two phone calls. One of them goes out to Blizzard, who is a Shadowrunner who is not currently present here. The other one goes out to Arachne. It may be safe to assume that Blizzard doesn't answer, but hopefully Arachne does.
Feel free to message Blizzard through here if you want to get some sort of input from him.
I'm actually speaking to him literally on Discord. I imagine he will tell me what I need to know. The question that goes to both is, where the Drek is my car?
Oh, okay, I can do this. Okay, so response. Greetings and salutations. My name is Shinoba, personal assistant to Lady Arachne. Welcome to her voicemail. I can direct you to any request that you may have. Please leave the message.
Shinoba?
Yes?
I know Arachne's there. Put her on the phone.
Okay, who's this?
Tell her it's Hoxton.
Just a moment. Hello?
Arachne.
Who's this? Wait, you're alive! Wait, how do I know you're alive? What if this is trick? What if someone's using a voice wrapper? Prove it.
You're eating a bowl of ramen right now.
Wait, do you have a camera in here? Shinobu, check the address. Check this place out. Okay, second test. What are you known for taking?
What was the question?
What are you known for taking from me?
God, would Hoxton admit that? I think Hoxton's response is, Arachne, I needed that cover more than you.
Oh my god, you're alive! I'm coming right now. Wait, where are you?
Hoxton laughs a little bit, and then you kind of hear a sort of a bit of a wince of pain. He says, where am I? I'm in Renton. I need my car.
Okay, I'm coming. I haven't scratched or anything. I haven't fixed the bullet hole yet, and there might be some packet of ramen hidden in different areas of your vehicle. Yeah. Okay, I'm coming. Bye.
Yeah, I just send you a ping basically to my address, which is a hotel somewhere centrally located in Renton.
That'll be a little while to get to the meet location. Which, by the way, fun fact, that is an actual address that you guys can Google if you want to see where
Oh,
it
I
is.
Googled it.
Yeah, I did that. There were too many like types of street on the address that I had to Google it to see if it was real.
I don't know if
Street Court East.
I'm not sure. I didn't like actually take like the house that's there. But I just used their address. It was a good location. Okay, so Arachne's coming to pick Hoxton up. So we will go to Max. How are you getting the message and how are you reacting?
Well, in a true Max fashion, he will probably not get the message. Well, that's not Max fashion. But what he does with it is Max fashion. He probably just didn't get the message till shortly before the meet and shoots to be there about 5 minutes before the meeting time. He's going to take his car.
What are you driving?
He drives a BMW 400 GT, which is basically just the alternate name for whatever that Shen Huang car is.
That's a pretty nice car. As you're driving down to this area, you'll see that as you're getting closer to the meet location, that there are a lot of abandoned cars and not a lot, a handful of abandoned cars and the shadier parts as you're going through. It looks like as you turn onto the street that the area was cleaned up a little bit. There isn't as much riffraff as there was as getting into it, but on this street, it looks a little bit better than the surrounding blocks.
Apparently, according to Google, Maya is a man.
I think it's a like a default name, right? It doesn't have, it could be male or female.
Well, I'm just looking at street view of that address. I'm going to scroll it in chalk on the street. Maya is a man.
We're being set up.
Trey likes it up the pooper.
Okay, so Loxley, how are you getting the message and how you're acting?
Loxley will he's probably out in Redmond when he gets the message. Probably like around midday. He's just hanging out with his old gang. He's like, sorry guys, got a job. If all goes well, I should have some new footage for you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then Loxley will get in his Dodge Xenon and go to his house in Bellevue and then put together his disguise and then go down to Puyallup and get there. Probably no more than like 15 minutes in advance, enough to just drive around a little bit and get a feel for the quality of the neighborhood.
Okay. You're coming from Redmond. You'd hit pretty much the same streets that Max would. You'd see that it is kind of a shadier part as you're going through the blocks. You see that there are a couple of abandoned cars, some riffraff here and there. But as you get on the block where the address is, it looks much nicer than the surrounding blocks. You see that the houses look a little more kept up, but there are still some houses that are condemned, but not like as broken into and looted as much.
It'll all change when Arachne gets here.
Hey, this is like my hometown.
Property values always drop.
So, Hoxton, you're waiting for about 25 minutes when Arachne shows up with your car. You see what looks like your car rolling down the street as Arachne is approaching you.
Do I? Do I see what looks like my car driving down the street?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just sitting at a like a bus stop or something. Um, wearing. Oh no, I didn't think about that.
You're naked.
I'm just butt ass naked. Um.
Jacking it in Seattle.
Yeah. No. It's fine. Arachne. I was last wearing my expensive sleeping tiger. But I'm wearing what Huxton is normally in, which is his dirty brown duster. And he's just sort of seated there. He looks very very calm. He's kind of got like a hand wrapped around his midsection. And when he sees his car driving down the street, he'll like stand up and just sort of like wait for you to pull up.
I drive past once.
I just like stand there and I just like with my head, only my head moves as I watch it drive right past me.
I have to make sure the area is secure first.
I
Make sure there's no evil bad guys that might steal the car, that kind of stuff.
I pull out my comlink and issue it a command to stop my car after it's
Hey.
about 15 feet past me,
Ah, crap, I think I broke it.
and then I tell it to to drive in reverse about 15 feet, and then stop, and then it rolls the passenger side window down, and then I just sort of just lean forward. And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I didn't do it.
As you open the window, a package of ramen falls out onto the street.
Where did you even? No, out.
I'm like, okay, I'll sit here. You can drive because this thing doesn't listen. Like I tried to tell it to go that way, and it went that way, and then it rolled down the window. I never told it to roll down the window.
Scoot,
Okay, I'll sit over here.
and
And-
I'll get in the driver's seat.
Also, you're not allowed to jump on any grenades anymore. I've been sad. I thought you were dead. You're not dead. Wait, I poked you a few times. I grab my first aid kit. I look for a needle. Let's see if you bleed.
Is that
Let me show you.
clean?
So, I've never used it.
Yeah, no, don't take my blood. I'm alive. Here, look, and I'll show you my biomonitor's feed with a normal pulse, reasonable cholesterol readings, average for a 31-year-old male.
Okay, I pinch you.
Ow.
Okay, I'll take that for now.
Do
But I've got my eye on you.
you know what happened?
Okay. Bliss said, Spirit shot me. I hit the wall. All I saw was black. You decided to jump on a nade and you died, but you're not dead. So Blizz is definitely on drugs. Oh, and I think we lost King. The guy that we adopted and fed and closed and got him a house. He's lost. It's not my fault.
No, he's an adult. He just went home.
Oh, phew. Wow. Man, I was worried for 2 days for nothing.
Yeah, he's
Anyways, good to see you again. Hug.
yeah, and I kind of wince a little bit as you apply pressure. Say, just got off the operating table. Turns out grenades hurt.
I could have told you that.
I was tired of failing.
It's okay.
Listen, I've got a job to do. I'm heading down to Puyallup. Where can I drop you off?
That's where I live. Oh wait, I got a job there too. Have you been spying on me?
I just shake my head. No, Arachne, I've been on a hospital bed. Is this where you're going? And I show you my comlink and show you the address for the meeting location.
Yes.
Jesus,
Shinobu, keep an eye on him.
the city is too small, and I'll tuck my comlink away and start heading in that direction.
Okay. The little bands are there. You guys will be showing up a little bit later. Loxley, you get there first. Do you kind of just case the place, or do you like sit a block away? Like, how do you park, and like, what do you do?
I am just going to drive around the like surrounding few blocks just once and look around for anything super suspicious and dangerous, like ninjas lurking in the shadows or something.
Give me a perception test. You see that as you drive by, the house is white, and it has what looks like a garage. It's not attached on the right side of it. You see there are a couple of boards on the porch. You can't quite make out where they are. Well, you can make out where they are, but you can't quite make out what their purpose is. As you drive around the block a little bit and case the block, you see that there are a couple of people leaving the street that you're on, but you don't see anybody coming to the street that you're on. As you go down to the block, you like stop at a stop sign, and an errant car does pass by you and goes down the road. After that, you circle back around, and you don't catch up much more than that.
All right. I didn't see any like groups of people wearing gang colors or anything like that.
Do you have gang knowledge?
I do.
Sure, roll it up. You don't notice anybody with any gangs colors that you recognize.
All right. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna, I guess, just depending on how early I am. So I basically want to just park at the end of the street and then walk up to the house so that I'll get there pretty much right on time, maybe a minute or two early.
Sure. As you're parking, or as you're like getting ready to get out of the car, that's when Max and Arachne and Hoxton, you guys will show up at about the same time. It's at about 5 minutes of the meet. Once you get there, did you guys all want to park? Like on the same, like right in front of it, or how do you want to?
Yeah, what's the atmosphere of the neighborhood itself? Are there cars parked on the street? Is it very busy? Is there a parking lot nearby? What are we looking at?
There's no cars on the streets. There isn't a parking lot nearby. There is one a couple miles away, more in the more downtown areas. But near you, it's kind of like a residential area. There are cars parked on some of the streets as you're going in, but you notice that this street specifically has no cars parked on it. And as I told Loxley, you do see people, what looks like they're walking from the street out to the other blocks, but you don't see anybody really walking towards your direction or your destination.
Well, that's kind of strange. I think I'll just pull up out front.
Okay. Max?
We're supposed to meet them at this house, right?
It just really gave you an address. Didn't really tell you.
Well, that is weird. So I'll just kind of find a convenient place to pull up in my car, and I will stay in my car until I see something happen.
Okay. Well, actually, as you're heading out, you'll see that a car is parked now in front of that house. And Max, I'll assume you're kind of just parked down the road a little bit, just keeping an eye on things. You'll see someone heading towards the same location you're given.
I'm pretty sure Loxley and Arachne have seen or been in Max's car at some point.
Okay. Actually, you probably noticed the car. Recognize the car down the road. Looks familiar.
I guess when Loxley gets over in front of the house, he's just gonna quickly make a little ARO that says Loxley and put it above his head. And then he's just gonna gesture with his hand and point above his head.
I think all three of you guys would be able to recognize what he's trying to do here. So,
And then
go ahead.
oh, and that's actually all he's gonna do for now.
So you're standing there in the street with an AR over your head.
Well, no, he's standing in front of the house now.
All right. Well, I'll get out of the car and join him.
Okay.
Last thing, while the doors of the car are still locked, even if Arachne is attempting to get out now that we've parked in front of this house, I'm going to turn to Arachne and I'm going to say, after having a conversation there in chat, and it probably was fleshed out more, it was throughout the whole trip, but the very last thing I'm going to turn to Arachne and say, Arachne, I'm not a dragon.
I think your door's broken. I didn't break it. It's not opening. It's like the window. And when I was trying to go forward, it went in reverse. I'm not responsible for any of this.
No, this is me, Arachne, but we have to agree right now, I'm not a dragon, right?
Okay. You're not a dragon as I nod my head as no. I mean, wait, no, I nod yes. You're not a dragon. Okay, got it. I can keep a secret. I'm good.
No, it's not
What
a
are we
secret.
talking about?
It's not a secret, Arachne. I'm just not a dragon.
I wink. I got it. Don't worry. You're safe.
Arachne, open the glove box.
Okay, what's in the glove box? Ramen. Oh, this is where I kept it.
Oh god, it does just like a bunch of ramen fall out of the glove box. Yeah, because after the ramen sort of cascades onto the floor of the passenger seat, there's just a matte black, large Super Warhawk that's seated there in sort of a holster within the glove box.
You are Hoxton.
I'm not a
Nice
dragon.
gun. Wink. I got it. Oh,
God
wait,
damn
I
it.
forgot. I got something. This is yours too. Here, take it.
What is it?
It's a grid stick. It's got 7,500 on it. Minus 50 packs of ramen.
All
Give or
right.
take.
I'll like hold it up and I'll kind of nod. I'll say, not a dragon, as I put it into my pocket. Then I reach across Arachne, grab the Warhawk, holster that inside my jacket, and then all of the doors in the car, like
So
noticeably
wait,
unlock.
one thing before we leave. You have a treasure chest and do you sit on it?
Get out of the car.
So, Hoxton, you're going in with the Warhawk. If you want to palm that, go ahead and give me a roll. Is anybody else going in to the house with weapons?
Yeah, I'll leave the monofilament whip in the car.
Okay.
It's not the magic one anyway.
I bring my children with me at all times. Chico, push it. Be nice. Stay hidden.
Okay.
Loxley
Go
has
ahead and roll.
Loxley has a very obvious taser inside of his coat and a very unobvious pistol.
Okay. Same for you. Want to palm? Give me a roll. Otherwise, as you guys are giving me, or as you guys are approaching the house, you see that it's it looked like it was probably a mid-sized family house with a garage on the right of it. As you walk up to it, you see that the painting on the house is pretty worn and is chipping and kind of like scraping off of the house. You're looking around like the porch and the ceiling and the roof, and you see that they had gutters that are falling apart now and are just sort of hanging off the side of the building. It's kind of depressing. As you get a little bit closer, up on the porch, you see that there is a piece of paper on a piece of plywood covering the door. It says, "This structure is and it's in all caps, dangerous condition, and has been condemned. Its use prohibited by the city of Seattle." And you see that the windows in the front, there are two what look like bay windows. They're completely covered up with plywood and boarded over.
Kind of take a step back, double check the address we were given, flip the paper over. Is it like a physical piece of paper, or is it like an AR display?
It's a physical piece of paper, but there is also an arrow on the door as well.
Yeah, just flip the piece of paper over, see if there's anything on the back of it.
You don't see anything?
Look over my shoulder and turn back to the door and just sort of knock a couple of times.
Hey, Hoxton, maybe if you breathe fire on it, I've heard some text appears when flames hits it, but do it so that no one sees you doing it.
Alright, only dragons breathe fire.
Wait, you're Hoxton? And you can breathe fire?
Wait, who's that?
They'll turn around to where like an obvious person is standing just a few feet away. Like
Arachne, make a perception check.
my hand like reaches inside to my jacket and stays there. I say, "Who's asking?"
Name's Loxley.
I kind of squint a little bit, and the hand doesn't move, but I'll say no.
Arachne, you notice I do not look like Loxley. But I think you've been on like 3 runs with Loxley, and he has never looked the same. So
Okay, so Hoxton, you look like Hoxton, but I think you're Hoxton, but we'll talk about it later, and we'll discuss that more. I think I know him, but I don't think I know him.
You see a guy standing next to Loxley that looks exactly like Max,
Him, I know.
and not a dragon.
Yes, no, also not a dragon. None of us are probably dragon.
I'm a spider.
I didn't think you were a dragon. That's why I was surprised that you could breathe fire.
I don't breathe fire. Arachne is just
That's just
being flamboyant.
You know what? He was.
Arachne's got
That
the
you-
ramen madness today.
You heard about the special samurai noodles too? It's 5 for 1 right now. Insane. I would have stopped by, but I had this job and I had to drive Hoxton's car. And hey, look, Hoxton looks fine. He's not dead.
Was he supposed to be dead?
Oh, you guys didn't hear? Oh, okay, then forget everything I said. But whatever you do, never jump on a high explosive grenade.
I'll remember that, Arachne. Thanks.
You're welcome.
As you guys are having this little exchange, you notice that Hoxton knocked at the beginning, and there's still no answer.
Just kind of grab the door handle. Is it like a knob? Like could I twist it, or is it like got a little button on it that you kind of click in to open? Like what's the door look like?
You can't actually see the handle. It's covered by plywood.
Oh,
and it's like boarded up over the plywood.
I'm gonna ping the comm code that sent me that message. Say I'm here.
Okay, you send the message. You don't immediately get a reply.
Yeah, kind of turn to the group. Say, anybody know what's going on here?
No, but I say
I
we
just
do
got
what
the
I normally
address
do
on
and
time.
find my own address.
Somebody that's looking around, give me a perception test.
I was just say sensing Hoxton's aura.
Yeah, that's Hoxton. What's your present state right now?
Oh, that was the one question I wasn't prepared to answer. Let me double check. Give me a second to pull up the silly table.
Sure.
In the meantime, I was about to say that I'm looking down the street to see if a van is about to do a drive-by on us with rocket launchers. So
No!
I'll give you a perception check.
That would be unfortunate.
I've had enough rocket launchers for this month of March.
All I've done this month is spend time in a haunted castle.
And I'm pretty sure you can tell that his essence is taken. I'm pretty sure he's not awakened.
All right, so yeah, very quickly to answer Max's question, Max, how many hits did you get? You get 4. You get to keep all those, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. General state of health is healthy, but you can tell there's been a trauma there recently. I'm sure it's not completely faded, despite that he's not physically injured anymore. His emotional state is concerned and suspicious. He is not awakened. He's got let's see, he's got some cyberware. Most of it's in his head. I think all of it actually is in his head. You get to know. So here's the trick part: is you get to know the exact essence, force, or essence and magic of the subject. He's got a touch above 5 points of essence. He has a magic rating of 1. He's not suffering any maladies, diseases, or toxins. You now can remember his astral signature. I think that's about it. Yeah, he's not awakened. His aura probably has a heavy emphasis towards the blue spectrum.
Yes, I don't know where you guys get your colors. People have said colors for auras, and I don't get that.
Oh no, this is just me being flavorful. It's not that
Okay.
I know what it represents. It's just that it would be a strong emphasis within the aura. It could mean many things, probably.
Well, I think red is typically angry, blue is calm.
Arachne, you're looking around. You don't see any traffic or anybody coming near you. It looks like it's a pretty nice night out. It's fairly warm. It looks like it rained earlier, but it's kind of settled now, and it just leaves like a nice humid feeling as it goes into night.
Okay, so we got 2 choices. We can go to Noodle Madness, which is happening at the Crime Mall at Samurai Noodles, or I can kick this door in.
Wait, what's that? And Hoxton will point towards a door on the left of the garage, and then start to head over there.
You guys all see the single bay garage has a piece of paper on it. Looks like it's similar to the one on the door, and the door on the left he's heading towards. As you enter the garage, give me a surprise check. I'm kidding.
I didn't know we were entering. I thought we were going to the door.
So you get over there, Hoxton. Do you try the handle, or do you like knock, or what do you do?
Oh, you said I could see a piece of paper on it?
Yeah,
Does it have the same message?
yeah, same exact wording.
All right, I'll repeat the process. Give it a couple of raps with the knuckle.
Okay. On the garage bay door itself, you hear a kind of echo through the garage. There's no reply.
All right, stand back. I'm gonna breathe fire, and then I try the doorknob.
You try
Arachne
the door.
stands really closely and wants to watch this.
I just twist the knob to see if it seems like it's unlocked. I don't actually go to open it or anything, or pull it or push it or whatever.
Yep. As you do, you see that it has it's a green door with like the 4 little windows in it, and you see that they're like greased over, like someone might have taken like oil, like motor oil or something, and like rubbed it on there to keep anybody from seeing in. But you try the handle, and it feels like it's unlocked.
Can I examine it for traps?
Yeah, give me a perception test.
Yeah, you guys. Before you go in, let me run back to my car. I want to grab my my physical weapon.
Yeah, Hoxton will just kind of nod,
Wait.
and then he's gonna crouch down and kind of examine right around like the door lock bit to see if there's any signs of tampering or strings attached or anything like that, or maybe check the underneath it to see if there's like an aroma of kerosene or something coming from inside.
Oh, I got an idea. Here, you can borrow this, Hodgson. It's an endoscope. Just stick it under the door. You get to see what's in there.
Yeah, I'll clear the outside of the door. Then if nothing catches my eye, I'll stick that under.
Sure. You're checking out the door, looking for anything. You see that the door is unset a little bit, and you see that it scrapes against the floor. That it has like a path where it opens. You see that the chafes on the door look fairly fresh, but you don't see any wires or anything from the outside.
All right, grab Arachne's endoscope and just pop it just slightly under the door. Look left, look right.
It's really dark in there. Give me a perception test.
So while he's doing this, I'm just going to go out to the car and grab my monoclonal whip and stick it in one of my concealed pockets. Again, it is not the magic one.
Good. You're looking around. You don't see anything, any movement, or even really hear anything in there.
All right, stand back up, brush off my knees, hand Arachne back her tool. Say,
Are you going to do what I think you're going to do? Because you're kind of old and I think your knees are kind of cracky.
What do you think I'm going to do?
Kick the door down?
Arachne, it's unlocked.
But it's more fun if you kick the door down.
Isaac just shakes his head and grabs the doorknob. I'm going to twist it enough to open it and to sort of, start to cautiously open the door using it as cover as I go to step in.
Giant snakes are in the garage.
Max, you'll be a little bit behind him, but as you open the garage, you're immediately greeted with a smell of motor oil, used motor oil, and what smells, you can't really identify the motor oil with something else, but it smells really bad. As you go in, the light comes from the doorway and it kind of fills the garage, and it kind of illuminates one corner. Through that little beam of light that's coming through as it starts to fill the garage, you see that there's looks like a pile of used cloth in the corner that's mostly illuminated, and there's like little plastic containers scattered everywhere. Once you go inside a little bit, your eyes adjust a little bit, and you can see that there's a workbench on the far side of the door you just opened, and it looks like there is what looks like a black light hanging over, and it looks like it's on, hanging over the workbench. You can see it's not very far away. It's like 10 feet. You can see that there looks like there's 4 little things on the workbench there, placed exactly a foot from each other on the workbench next to you, or on the far side of where you enter.
I cautiously walk over and pick one up.
You see that it's a data chip. You're followed by... Does everybody go in, or...?
Oxley will follow like a couple meters behind him.
I'll follow watching my 6.
Okay, Arachne?
Well, someone should keep an eye on the outside.
Get in
Hey.
here, Arachne.
Oh, fine, I'm coming. Didn't want to get my boots dirty.
You guys all get the same kind of smells and get the same kind of described scene. You're able to see that it looks like someone smushed some like invisible ink on the top of the data chip as you picked it up, Hoxton, so that it would reflect in the black light.
So somebody obviously wants us to see these. Is there anything else illuminated by the black light if I were to take it and just sort of scan it over the room?
It's not really mobile, but
I thought it was like just hanging there. Is it not? Is if it's not movable, I'll just assume this is what we were intended to find.
you can try to like keep an eye on like other things to see if it is reflecting at all. And you see that some of the clothes are a little bit, but you don't really see much more besides that.
Am I now glowing where I touched the doorknob?
Nope.
Okay. Kind of look over the team. Say, Loxley, I don't think you mentioned being Matrix support, right? We don't seem to have a Decker.
Yeah, if you're not one, I don't
I-
think we do.
I dabble, but I just wanted to make sure. And I think I know Max via mostly reputation, but I know that he doesn't do the Matrix.
No, but I got a burner comm here. I could just slot one of those in.
I want to take precautions. I'm gonna I'll slot it into my my device and do a matrix perception on it. Check it for encryption or bombs.
Sure. Roll me up the matrix perception. Okay. You get a pretty good look at it. As you slot it in, it immediately shows that there is a file on there. And you check it to see if there's any sort of data bomb or anything on there. It looks like it's clean. It looks like it only has a file on there for you.
Okay. And are there any foreign marks or any marks at all on this thing?
Ooh. On the data chip itself or on the file itself?
Well, you said there was something invisible ink on the data chips, didn't you?
Yeah, like someone took their thumb or something and like
It
Well,
was just like a
smushed it on
smear, basically.
Yeah.
to make them glow.
Yeah. I'm not sure the answer to that question. I guess the data chip. My intention here is I want to see if potentially somebody could, now that it's going to be broadcasting on the Matrix, if it's possibly being snooped on or traced.
Okay. Sure. Give me a perception test now that you're in there. It'll be a little hard, so do a -2 because it is pretty dark in there still.
Oh, Matrix perception or regular perception?
Regular perception. Just
Okay.
give you a, because you know what a data chip looks like, so. Okay, so you're kind of checking the thing out to see if like anything was like soldered onto it that might not be or something like that. And as you do, you see that the writing isn't in English or the Russian alphabet. I forgot what it's called.
Cyrillic.
That's what it is. You see that there are some symbols. They're Asian of nature. You're not sure if it's Korean, Japanese, Chinese.
I would know specifically if it is Korean. That's the language I speak.
Oh, okay. You know it's not Korean.
Okay, I don't speak the other one. But I'll point them out to the team.
Is it Japanese?
Yeah. You see that it says some Japanese corporation on there for the data chip.
Made in Japan.
Interesting company name.
It's insert interesting company name here.
That's the name of it. Some Japanese company. They're really they're based in France. There it is. What's it say, Arachne?
Some foreign company, and wow, how did you know it was based in France? Those French Japanese people can only be seen in Rush Hour 3, but they do exist.
Rush Hour 6 now.
Yeah, Rush Hour 16. All right. Well, it wasn't going to prevent me from accessing the data. I just wanted to know whether or not we were alone. So, now we pretty much know.
Oh,
You don't notice anything with the perception of 3 for matrix perception. You didn't see anything else besides the file.
Oh, okay, no foreign marks or anything.
Right.
Cool. All right, yeah. Let's ping the data.
Sure. As you open it up, you get a bunch of stuff. Oh no!
Virus.
is it porn?
Porn. I found his porn stash.
You get a picture of that truck and those words in the file. I couldn't find a good picture of the shrink wrap bluish looking crate, so you stuck with that description.
I can't remember that shipping company. That's not relevant to me, is it? Did you pick that on your own?
Have you ever? No, you never ran on my tail before. No.
Right. Okay. It's very familiar to me, but I can't. I think it's slightly different than what I'm thinking. Maybe I just read your AAR. Maybe that's it.
Maybe, yeah. It may be being reused, but to you specifically as a character, no.
So yeah, quickly look at the information. Say, all right, I guess this was a dead drop, and kind of if everybody else hasn't already, kind of motion for them. Like you could take a chip if you want, but
Yeah, I'll slot one in my burner. Calmly can open it, see the file, and see if it's the same thing.
Yep, you see that the picture is even the same.
Okay. I'll pocket one.
Okay.
Here, Oxen, you can hold on to mine.
Loxley puts the chip in his Faraday pocket.
Okay. You guys, the ones that are looking at the file, you do see that the 10 p.m. It also has the same date as today, so
Yeah.
4 hours from now.
we got T minus
Alright.
4 hours. It probably took us a few minutes to actually get this far. So yeah, we've got under 4 hours now. So Huxton will take the chip out after having like taken a screen cap essentially of the information. Basically copied the file to my own file, and then I'm gonna take the data chip out and just set it back on the counter.
Oh no, I can't. Oh, it's an extended test, so.
Oh well, I can just give it to
Well, Loxley is gonna say, 1 minute, guys, I'm gonna look up that address.
you.
And then he's going for about 2 minutes. If anybody cuts him off and does it faster.
That's fine.
You see that the company is in northern Tacoma. You see it's looks like a shipping company. They import and export out of it on Commencement Bay in Tacoma. It's you can actually punch in that address if you want to see like the physical location in Seattle.
So there's a shrink wrapped blue looking crate. Retrieve the crate, bring it to this location, which is where we're at now. And then once we do that, we text the code phrase to the comm number, and then we get paid. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds reasonable. Wait, get paid what?
What was that?
Did we ever get told how much we were being paid?
Yeah, it was in
7
the-
stacks?
Oh yeah, 7 stacks, 8 if something else happens. Right?
If we get it done before 11 p.m.
Correct.
Before 11. Okay.
Yeah, so what is 7 stacks? Is that 7K?
Yeah, 7 large, I guess.
You never heard the term 7 stacks?
What knowledge
No.
scale could apply to this?
I'm old.
Crazy kid lingo?
How about I'll say smuggling. I have current events smuggling.
Yeah. Current events.
Keep,
Hey, I heard
keep
that in the
him
news
with the
once.
kids. Yeah,
My default knowledge skill is always going to be astrology.
yeah, just you saw it in the start. I think I have common sense, so I can chalk up common sense for equating that to about 7,000 yen, I assume.
Well, with the conversion rate, it's a little lower.
Oh, stacks aren't doing well on the global market.
But...
But it's not like we can negotiate with this data chip. So unless anybody doesn't get out of bed for less than 10K, I'd say we get in the car and get to work. Looks like we got a
Wow.
Okay,
job
sounds
to do.
good. But
I
before we
don't,
start,
but I'm already out of bed, so may as well do it, right?
Yeah, here I'll buy you a double stack on the way to get our 7 stack.
okay, everybody stand still. No one get alarmed. Everybody gets alarmed when I do this. Trust me, just do it. It's for your own safety. And Loxley, take that gunk off your face.
I'm leaving this on the whole time.
Okay,
So you
fine.
just take the picture like this. You're gonna have
Smile.
a whole section for Loxley on that gun.
Okay, good. Done. Okay, guys, remember the part I said not to worry? Huxton, did you know that your left ear is an inch lower than last time? Are you sure they put you together like correctly?
Arachne, I'm just tilting my head while I look at you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's good.
What
We're
what
thinking
are
next time we ever
you?
had a trouble. I'm taking your picture so I don't accidentally shoot you. Not that I would accidentally shoot you, but weird stuff happens.
She is the most likely person to shoot you. It'd be wise to let her take your picture with her gun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had grenades dropped on my head before.
She can still do that, but this will prevent her gun from firing at you.
I wish that would work with grenades too.
Mike. Well, it could, yes, but it would be like a one-time thing, and I would feel bad every time I threw him because it'd be like losing a good friend.
She's emotionally attached to her grenade at this point. She probably won't throw it.
Well, okay, that's good.
My one question is how is it activated?
How's what activate?
Her friend, her grenade.
Oh, like what mode is it on?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Currently, it's at home. I don't bring any guns with me. I would never throw a grenade that had a weapon personality because it'd be like, "See ya, Arachne. It was nice knowing you." Yeah, and the 2 days that I had you in my pocket.
I like
It
that
would be so emotional.
As soon as you humanize your grenades, you can no longer throw them.
No, you're helping them fulfill their purpose in life.
Doesn't
No.
matter.
This is how it is. I would duct tape the spring so it can't come out, and I would just throw it as like a rock.
Well, you could always have it programmed with the personality of a suicide bomber.
God.
It's the Mr. Meeseeks paradox all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Arachne's weapons. All right, clock's ticking, guys. We've got our pictures taken. And that I'll
Alright.
point that out. Like, see, Arachne, I'm still me in your thing, so you don't have a dragon in there.
Sure, and I'm not running it through several databases while we're speaking and having it checked to see if it was mocked up in any way.
Good.
So let's it's almost been an hour now. A little early, but I actually have to go to the bathroom, so let's take a 5-minute break.